My name is Don Baker, and I am a teacher pretty much full-time at Columbus East High School in Columbus, Indiana. I married a wonderful lady. Pat and I have been married since 1976, and we have 2 boys. My story starts last March, a year ago March in 2016. And I was feeling fine. I'd just gone through a winter, everything was fine. And my doctor, who was doing a routine blood check, said, "Hey, can you do another one of those?" And I did another one. And both times a white cell count just came across too low. And he said that, I'm gonna send you to a specialist. My wife said, "Can you make us not wait for like a month before we see a specialist?" And sure enough, 2 days later, I had an appointment with Dr. Rubenstein and went into the facility on the south side of Indianapolis and said that, I've got a low white count, and, my wife was worried and I was worried and we didn't know what to expect. I felt fine. And essentially, Dr. Rubenstein said that, I could give you 20 different answers right now, but to do a bone marrow test would be the only way to do it effectively. So I said, I have to make another appointment for that. And he says, "No, you got 10 minutes, I'll just do it now." I gotta say that this bone marrow test, everybody's scared by it. It really wasn't that big a deal. So he did the blood test, and then we had an appointment a week earlier and a week later, and he came into the room and said that, well, the bad news, the elephant in the room is this, you have leukemia.
He has acute myelocytic leukemia, and we know that this is not just one disease. And some studies have suggested that some newer agents with improved drug delivery might improve outcome. Don has had a rather rocky course in his treatment of acute leukemia, but fortunately, to date, he is in a complete remission and is back to his activities.
So he was right. He was right about a lot of things. He said, you won't even feel anything for a week. Sure enough, next week I felt fine. He said, now the week after that, that'll be a different story. So it finally did hit me, like 2 weeks after the chemotherapy, and all my counts went down, and the whites and the reds and the platelets and all those things that St. Francis is so good about, and their nursing and their doctors are so good about keeping track of. They explained to me almost every step of the way, everything that they were looking for and everything that I needed and all the things that were going wrong with my body. When I left Franciscan at the Indianapolis campus, I was thinking Dr. Rubenstein wanted to see me 2 or I don't remember now, but 2 or 3 times a week. And I said, okay, I'm gonna have to make arrangements to take off from work. And I just happened to mention one day that I was from Columbus, and he said, "Well, I'm down there every Wednesday in Columbus." And I'm like, "Really? Okay, what can you do in Columbus?" And he said things like, "Well, we have chemo treatment there, we have testing there, I'm there on Wednesdays, I'm this and that." And I'm like, that's gonna make it a lot easier for me, because instead of taking the day off from teaching school, I can take just a few hours off, do my morning classes, go to visit him, do my blood test a few days before. I'm actually very impressed at how well they communicate between Indianapolis and Columbus, Indiana. Franciscan in Indianapolis, literally right now, is a lifesaver for me. So I can't say enough about the doctors and nurses that have taken care of me there. Cancer is just another chapter in my life.